Well, welcome. And if what we generally do is if anybody from the public joins us, they're welcome to comment at any time. That's the way we usually run the meeting because it's much easier to say something than to hold on to it to the end.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, okay, and we do we have do you have a minutes ready, Leah?
Mark, I was looking for our last minutes when we discussed when we had our last meeting, and
Yeah.
I think it was just going over Ag Day.
Yes, it was just going over Ag Day. It's no biggie. We can take care of that lots of ways.
And I can add that if I
Yeah.
started drafting up and then yeah, I can't find my notes. Not sure.
Oh, I have a question for you. What, what, uh, what, where are you picking up the minutes? Because
Well, I
I
have
forget when you started.
uh so I was working backwards.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple months completed, and then you can also watch the YouTube videos to pull notes as well.
Yes. Okay, great. What I've done is I've got us 2023 and 2024 are all taken care of.
Okay. I
And
think I've got 25 basically all taken care of.
okay, good. So we can wrap that up real easily. And when I talked to the town clerk, since I said I started making up the minutes and I thought 2023, I'll send these out we'll send these out for approval. And I said, this is insane, because I don't remember what happened in October of 2023, well enough that I could correct the minutes. And she said, yeah, we don't need that. That approval vote in a meeting is a nice to have, but we don't have to have it for any minutes.
Okay.
It's not a state requirement. So let's see. So we're in good shape then, Leah. I think I can help with the beginning of 2025 if you don't have those.
I think I have them drafted. I think I've got like
Okay.
January, February. There's just 1 month, I don't know, like May or something that I need to do a little more work on.
Yeah. I couldn't remember when you started. And I looked through the minutes to see if I could see an indication of that. And I did see it fleetingly at one point, but I couldn't find the minutes again. So I just started at the other end. I started at 2023. I might
Sure.
have to go back to 2022, but given what the town clerks told me, it's going to be a piece of cake because what I generally do with these meetings anyway is take notes right on the agenda. So,
Yep.
and apparently that's adequate. So what a relief. But I think having you do it is going to be better, more thorough than my notes. Um, so let's move on to old business, which is an Ag Day review. Any comments on that do we want to share amongst ourselves and record? It's a little bit of time since Ag Day, but
I don't think we've talked since Egg Day, right?
no, I don't. We haven't. This is our first meeting since
Okay.
Ag Day. We were going to meet in September, but we decided against it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I heard it was a great success,
Yeah.
and that it was great to have Wilson's Kerr's engagement with kids.
Yes.
And he's speaking for the Council on Aging this month, doing the Silent Spring talk that he had done with the library.
Good.
So he, even though he's not a committee member, he's certainly an adjunct
Yep.
participant.
Yes.
And I don't have the calendar for the COA, but I know that it's this month, I think like the 20 something. I'll
Okay.
see if I can find it while we're talking.
Oh, great.
It'd be nice for us to support him
Yeah.
if possible.
Yeah. Wilson gave me a little bit of feedback. He really thought as a group, we were very well organized. We had good coverage. We were, did a good job of reaching out to people and all that good stuff. So that was nice to, at least I think I heard that indirectly positive feedback from him. And gosh, his equipment made our whole booth possible. So, um, okay. Any
and
other comments from?
I was gonna say it was a little challenging the way the booths were set up. I think the his setup, he caught, I think, more traffic. And
Yep.
then we had like literature and books on the sidewalk side. So I think we caught less traffic on that side.
Yeah.
Isabel, as far as like, sign interest, and I think we just sort of caught, I think he engaged more families and kids, which was really good.
Yes.
But I think we could have maybe caught more traffic if I think previous year our table we had both his booth with the little wheel and literature right in the front, that I think we caught more people maybe.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
But and I'm such a dummy. I didn't realize that the tech school next to us, they had a whole bee, like a
A
beehive
beehive. They had a
Yeah.
live beehive. Yeah.
that I didn't even realize until halfway through the day. So I should have been. So then once I knew that, I started like, sending kids and, families like, oh, you can actually see, pollinators next door. Obviously they're not native, they're honeybees, but, so that was actually a very good place to be, because,
Yeah. It was good that they were next to us, I think.
yeah, so
That,
great kid engagement.
yeah, that group was there at Ag Day for the first time, I believe.
I think
Oh.
What happened for them was somebody dropped out, and so then they got their booth. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to be
Well,
there.
and I think there's a family connection somehow with either Liza Bemis or maybe,
Yeah. Vanderhoff's.
yep.
Yeah, the
And
Vanderhoff's daughter is there, or
right.
I don't know.
I mean, I think the challenge for the school is Ag Day basically is the day after they all come back to school.
Yeah.
So just pulling themselves together without an incentive like family connections or whatever.
Well, they were very
That just doesn't
excited to be
work.
included because they're trying to get the word out about the agricultural program. That's
Yes.
they really aren't able to enroll enough people in their program, so they're interested in participating in all kinds of things.
Yeah, I'm really just commenting that from the Ag Committee's perspective, it was wonderful that they could be there, and it's neat that Pollinator Committee was located right next door, and that there was sort of a synergy or potential synergy.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was good.
And for next year, you know, that would be something to flag for the Ag Committee.
Nice.
We liked where we were, or, we liked our neighbors on the street.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I see that Wilson Kerr is going to speak on October 30th. I'm actually having surgery that day, so I can't
Okay.
attend. But if anybody else can, it's at, oh geez, I just lost it. At the Council on Aging, and it is at 2 p.m.
2
Thursday,
p.m. Okay, good.
the 30th at 2 p.m.
Great. That's a good comment about the tech school. I enjoyed looking at their hive myself.
Yeah, I think it was we had very good kid engagement. I thought that was really
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah.
And definitely, certainly, like we see before, folks that have pollinator friendly gardens, a mix of people that have never even, I think, considered pollinator friendly anything. So I think it was a pretty successful event.
Yeah.
So what's the next event? Is the next event the winter sow?
I think so. Let's
Oh
see.
yeah.
So I have booked with Vero Farms for January 11th, which occurred to
Okay.
me just this last weekend. That might be Martin Luther King weekend.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's the weekend before Martin Luther King. So that the 11th, it's Sunday, and it's 12 to, we have the greenhouse from 12 to 5.
Okay,
And we're gonna use, I think we're gonna use their compost, which is organic,
okay.
so we don't have to lug the soil in,
That's
which will,
nice.
I think that might help.
Well, that'll save a lot of work, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm doing a winter sow for the West Concord Green Thumbs on this month, that Sunday before the 30th. So what's that?
Let's see.
26th.
Okay,
So one can do a winter sow in October?
Well, it's not ideal, but that they want to have a fall gathering,
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah.
I'm accommodating. The issue really is that we won't have fresh seed because you're just collecting the seed at this time. But you can sow the seeds; they just won't germinate any sooner.
yeah.
Interesting.
Which group will that be for again?
West Concord Green Thumbs Garden
Oh, that's
Club,
right. Thank
and
you so
they
much.
have not embraced natives or pollinators in the past. So they originally just sent the president or chair or whatever sent me a notice and said, you're presenting this day at this time. And I wrote back, well, I'm post surgery at that time. So,
Yeah.
I can't bend, I can't lift, and I can't whatever. So anyway,
Well, I think we can certainly help out there.
I was gonna say,
well,
Isabel, if you need an assistant, I can be your assistant.
I
Yeah,
would
me
love your
too.
assistance. And I think I'm counting on Janet Anderson as well being an assistant.
Great.
Um,
Okay.
and I think I have enough jugs for them. I think it's all set. Outside
Okay.
of at the day of, I could really use an assistant.
Where's it
Yeah.
Okay.
gonna be?
It's going to be at Cassette Dunn's house,
Oh,
and you know what? I don't even have the. I think it's 2 o'clock. But as I say, it's a club event,
Yeah.
so it's not really open to the public.
right.
Sure.
Also, Isabel, I should let you know I was a member and I am no longer a member.
Well, I wonder why.
Quit.
Here's your chance. Yeah.
I'm gonna do a native plant table at the next plant sale, and then I'm quitting as well.
Oh, I want to focus, like I think what this committee does, yeah, I'd like to be able to focus a little more on this group because I think I like the mission a little more. Like you said, they haven't really embraced.
They have
Cool.
not embraced, period. I mean, we met for the gardens for when they first planted what is that, Commonwealth Avenue, and everybody said they wanted native plants, and so then the two committee chairs went and they bought all non-native plants.
Oops.
So I thought, I'm not going to waste my time if it gets totally ignored.
Yeah.
I think part of all this is just learning horticulture. Horticulture, who's what.
Well, I think one of the things that's really important is to realize that Carlisle, their town, is now planting native plants. I mean, they have a mission to, put in, the town itself is putting in, when they go to plant, they plant native.
Nice.
And I think things are beginning to move. I mean, our uh, Will Holden with the Natural Resources Group, he is going. I think he's treating the knotweed along the road,
Yep.
which is he's not done anything with the town property, that's
Okay.
non-conservation in the past. It may be conservation land because it's wetland that I don't know, but he seems, there seems to be sort of a more acceptance, but there's no mission in this town to, I mean, a lot of these little islands could be planted with native grass and they wouldn't have to mow it or
Yeah.
water it or care for it, But I can't seem to get an interview with the, a meeting with the property people. I've called, I've sent emails, I've given somebody in the department my card with my contact information. Nothing. There's always something, we're busy with the 2050 trees or just ignored.
Huh. So is this the Department of Public Works or is it Parks,
Yes.
DPW? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So
I think Lois has made some real strides with
yep.
the housing, but that's not
Yeah,
DPW.
Yeah, exactly.
right. Yeah, I don't think I know anyone that like knows someone, even like a second degree.
I feel as if I might. Let's see, I think the person who's possibly the chair of the Public Works Committee,
Uh-huh.
Andrea Sprague, I want to say, is a relatively new member at the League of Women Voters. So I know her through there.
Well, if we could get, maybe that's the way to go is the league, because they are a force in town. I mean,
Hmm.
they're, I highly respect them for
Yeah.
action and commitment and such. Maybe
Ellen,
we could get a speaker for them on maybe from Carlisle on what they're doing.
yes, and the other possibility is simply to use that new connection through the league to simply plant the seed, so to speak,
Exactly. Yeah, to build it. Right.
with Andrea,
Oh,
if she could bring it to her commission, or if she could talk to whoever it is at DPW to help open
yeah.
the door.
Fantastic idea.
Well,
Yeah, that's good.
I'm being a little tentative here because I'm not totally sure, but let me confirm those details.
Well, even if you have, I mean, I didn't realize there was a committee with them. Maybe we can get a list of those people and we each take on somebody in the, maybe we can make an outreach to each of those people on the
Yeah.
committee,
I
pointing
can
out the value.
do you know if Ellen is on
Ellen Matheson or Quackenbush?
Quackenbush?
Uh,
I know she's really involved with.
She's very involved with the league. What about the Natural Resources Commission?
well, they're only worried about their wetlands.
I know,
It's very clear that they don't touch town property.
okay. All right, but let's see, maybe we can do something with Andrea.
That'd
Yeah.
be great. Good idea.
Yeah.
I did belong to the league and I dropped that membership because I couldn't keep up with so many different things. So maybe you can introduce me back into it so
Oh,
I can.
yes, gladly.
Great.
Especially if I start dropping green thumbs and everybody else.
You'll actually have breathing room. You might just want to breathe.
I almost feel like the other garden group, has done more with pollinator friendly plants. I mean, just based on what they've planted on the other side of for the Bruce Freeman Rail Trail entrance over here.
Well, there are a couple people in the Concord Garden Club who are into native plants. But in general, their focus is less, I don't know. I think maybe they are changing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't really. I think
I
John
mean,
is the only person I know in that club who's also.
I know a bunch of people in it, and but the people I know are native, pollinator friendly people. And they did pay for the supplies last year, and I've submitted a grant based on our committee. I hope that's okay. From to get the winter sow paid for.
Yeah, it was really nice.
So I have an advocate there. who looks out for it. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
So what other events or programs should we think about? Because I know in our charter it says doing presentations and things.
Does it say how often?
No, thank goodness. No, it doesn't say how often. It just says, promoting through events and talks and such. And so that's where I'm sort of counting Wilson Kerr's talk as our talk. So,
Yeah, for Wilson Kerr's talk, Isabel and Mark, when he gave that talk at the library a few months ago, you had a table and demonstration material set up in the back. Do you think, I'm not sure how many people would attend, but
I think the Council on Aging will have good attendance. I personally, I'm having breast surgery that day, so I can't do anything. But
I mean, like I could certainly, be there with set up with some materials.
yeah, I mean, I could supply you with. We could do mosquito and tick. I think those are the two things that and ticks now are year round is one of the problems.
Yeah.
So, but just providing some alternative demonstrations. So I mean, I could get you.
Yeah, I mean, I could certainly, swing by and grab some. You just have so many great materials.
So I don't have handouts. I think I gave. Well, maybe I do.
There was there was quite a bit of, I think between you and Mark both had quite a few certain like printed out. There's a couple handouts that I thought were really good, just
Yeah.
high level.
Yeah. I still have a lot of the handouts that we used at Ag Day.
So that's what I was thinking. That would be good. So tick tubes, I have the spray, and then I have a bucket. Actually, Laura Mills has a bucket. I think that actually has the big sign on it. I could ask Laura for her bucket.
Oh, this is the 30th. This is a Thursday.
Yeah,
Mm.
mid-afternoon. Yeah, it's tough.
Okay with me.
I was gonna say it's October. I mean, I could maybe block off take a half day or something.
Well,
I think, well, also, I think Stan and I could probably cover it in some ways because we're both retired.
so if we got the materials to you,
Sure. Or I can pick them up either way. Yeah.
okay, yeah.
'Cause I get to town every once in a while,
What? I get to conquer every.
whether I need to or not. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, that'd be fine.
I can put together a bag of the materials that came back to me,
Yeah.
plus from Ag Day, and then the spray and some tubes. I have some what do you call them?
Tick
Toilet
tubes?
paper rolls.
Yeah. Oh, and I've got a whole pile of them too. So
Okay, well then you don't need mine. You can do yours, but I'll have the spray that's available.
yeah.
Because I think even now, it's worth putting out because the mice are nesting and they're still scurrying around.
It really works well, I gotta say.
Well,
I
you're
got
the
one.
best ad for it, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just look at my work calendar. That's a tough one. I have like
Yeah.
Thursday afternoon. I have like 3 meetings that
Yeah.
should be on.
That's why I need old people on committees.
Well, I was going to say it looks pretty available to me that time, so maybe there's a way that I can
Yeah,
Okay, so I'll contact, CO, the COA to get a table.
yeah.
You want 2 tables or 1?
Ah, oh, it's gonna be at the COA. Why don't we get 2? Because they've got plenty of tables.
Okay.
I could certainly help, pulling information together, delivering
Yeah,
if anyone needed.
I think that sounds good. And we'll Emily and I will plan to be there and maybe Stan if he's available.
Well, that would be great.
Yeah, this works well. Plus, I think the people at the COA will be comfortable with us guys, us. Look like we belong.
We have enough gray and white hair.
Hey, I've
Exactly.
got a couple
Or
of
no hair
grays
at all.
coming in.
That's the other possibility. Uh,
Also,
I used to have hair before I kept honeybees.
my sister, we didn't get it finished in time, but for Ag Day, I told my sister's getting into paper mache, and she made a giant, very heavy paper mache butterfly.
Oh,
Awesome.
So if we want like a giant butterfly to prop up against one of the tables at any point, that
Oh, yes.
I think that would
that
be
sounds
fun.
wonderful.
we could
Yeah,
add that to our
yeah.
props.
I was at a
We're fairly
farmer's
close to
market
flowers.
in the Sierras, and you could buy for $20 the butterfly wings to put on your arms.
Oh,
Nice.
very cute.
Yeah, that is good. Well, this sounds really positive. I mean, we've talked about a whole bunch of educational opportunities that we can provide in the next month or two. Awesome.
So that covers this month, nothing in November or December, and then the January sow.
Yeah.
Um,
I was reading that apparently October, November is a great time to move perennials,
oh,
shrubbery.
yes, absolutely.
And and
And
one thought that I have been trying to do is, I've been handing out these willow sprouts here and there. But I took a whack at my pussy willows the other day, and I stuck one piece that was fairly good size, about the size of my thumb and about a foot long, just stuck it in some water. And I went back about 3 weeks later and it has started to leaf out and it had roots.
Oh,
yeah,
fabulous.
no, I
Yes.
think you can stick it right in the ground, particularly with this moisture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the ground around here, at least the ground doesn't really freeze until like the second week of December.
Yeah, no, this is the time when you can.
So if I tell you what I will do, I will get off my duffer and cut a bunch of them because I really need to give these willows a haircut and stick them in water. And if they turn out, we can drag those along to various programs. And I think frankly, even in January, you can't stick them in the ground, but you can certainly stick them in a flower pot or just leave them in the water.
Yeah, they could come to the winter sow.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. Have to actually write down something for me to do here. Let's see. Okay.
I was reading an article, Margaret Roach, I think, had an article about early bloomers and pollen, and unfortunately I was traveling on Sunday, so I didn't really get a good look at the article that she wrote. But if you get her Sunday, A Way to Garden, you might, I can send it to everybody.
That'd be great. What's her name again?
Margaret Roach.
She writes for the Times too, doesn't she?
Yes, exactly. It's kind of her Times thing.
Uh-huh.
Good.
Yes, I like her.
I'd be delighted to look at it, Isabel.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I saw it in this Sunday.
Margaret at a way to garden is
Yeah.
an email that I get.
Right, and I think this last Sunday was,
She has a course, Turning Lawn into Meadow.
Yes, I'm taking that. I
Oh,
took
are you? Good.
I took the one that just happened and it was excellent. It was
Ah,
really good.
only $29.
Yeah,
Rats.
yeah, no, I found it really, really good. I'll just send the whole thing from the 12th. Oh, make sure the address is proper. Oh, I see. Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Um, yeah, I actually, the reason I hesitate on it is that there was something that she wrote in it about pussy willows that it didn't, oh, maybe it wasn't her. I apologize. Uh, I then it's a leaving the leaves, conifers. No, maybe it wasn't hers. Maybe it was actually in this pollinator group. I think now that I look at it, I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry. It's not in there. It's in this pollinator group. They had this whole discussion and it wasn't, I don't know. I had trouble with what they were saying.
Yeah.
And I don't know the people, so I kind of got disgruntled.
Yeah. The
So,
one growing is Salix discolor, and that's on Jaguar's list. Yeah. But I have to say that they're both, they're both male and female plants, and they're covered with lots of bloom. And I see bees on them, but they're not swamped in the spring. You know.
what
Yeah,
plant? What?
Yeah.
pussy
Sorry,
willows.
Mark, what are you talking about?
Oh, pussy willows or Salix
Oh,
discolor. They bloom in like late March.
Uh-huh.
First they look pretty. They have those little catkins, which are actually the buds covered, and then the buds pop, and if it's a male, it puts out pollen and nectar, and if it's a female, it puts out nectar. And pollinators do come and collect that. Like I say, I can't say that I've seen them swarmed, but on the other hand, it's a really big bloom right there, so maybe it's just overwhelming the local population where it is.
Mark, I'll find that article
Yeah,
with the discussion and send it on. It was
sure.
with the Massachusetts. What do they call themselves? I don't know. MAPN. I get a lot of mail from them.
Yep. Massachusetts Pollinator Network.
Yeah. Do you follow them?
I've seen their stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I'd be interested to see what they have to say. Maybe there's something I could do that would improve it. But I'm
Yeah.
not satisfied at all. I gotta say they grow like mad. I mean, if if you put it in the ground, expect a shrub in about 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, and I mean they soak up the moisture which we need for our wetlands.
Yeah. Yeah. They're really good. Well, this is excellent.
Oh,
Now I have a question. This is a little bit off the wall. Um, what do you guys, a few years ago, we were discussing the possibility of not being a town committee. We decided to stay a town committee. Um, but I'm wondering, uh, having spent since 4:30 this morning doing minutes to catch up with 18 months of minutes that I hadn't filed. Uh, I know we need to keep minutes. So in other words, to blame the town committee on the lack of keeping well-organized minutes is not right. I think we need to, if we weren't a town committee, we would still need to do that. But I'm thinking it might be useful to talk to um, our select board contact, which I think is Mark Howell,
yeah.
and maybe I should probably talk to Mike Lawson, who, you know, way back when sort of talked me into starting this thing. Um, and in the past, I know Stan and I have talked about it. We thought, gee, it's good to have a town committee because then when we go talk to someone, we've got, um, I don't know, some credibility.
Some credibility, yeah.
And I think there is something to that. At the same time, I guess this is sort of an indirect plea to have someone in our committee perhaps think about being chair, because I've been doing this too long. We should really rotate this every couple of years or even every year. I used to be on the Bruce Freeman Rail Trail Committee, and that was, an annual rotation.
Hmm.
I luckily got off it before I had to be chair, but and I know I served on one other committee, which was the school bus committee way back when. But that was a temporary thing. We just basically cranked away for a year and came up with a report, and then we were done. So we just had one chair. That was Lisa Bergen. She did a wonderful job. But anyway, I feel like I've been listening to you guys, and everybody here's well, us folks, um, that we've all, I think, got good ideas, and I think we might consider sort of a reorganization. Um, and one possible thing that might argue for not being a town committee is that it might be more flexible for us to say, okay, let's get together and do something. The flip side is we get this nice Zoom link from the town that's very useful. And of course, we get an invitation to the chair's breakfast, which is tomorrow morning. And I think Emily's planning to Zoom to that. Does anyone else want to go to it?
I can.
Okay.
I
I'll be on
don't
the
know how to
train.
Zoom though.
Pardon?
Where do I get the link?
I'll send it out. Yeah, I'll send it. I'll send it to everybody. I think there's no problem with us, even if we don't go in and talk, we can at least lurk and and pick up on what's going on. But I will have to say that I've been in a lot of those meetings, and most of what's going on in the town doesn't directly relate to pollinators at all. Um,
But it's a great way to get information out, and that's how I've used it, is
Yes,
to educate others.
Me too. I agree with you. It's a good opportunity for us to talk about what we're up to and make people aware of the need. Okay. So I guess the sense of the meeting I'm getting is that we should probably stay as a committee.
Yes, I mean, I think if we dissolved, nothing would happen.
Yeah,
I think there's an accountability to being a town committee that makes us meet. Otherwise, we would not have a booth at Ag Day.
yep. That's a good
Um, yeah, I don't think that the garden club would fund individuals. Um, I think that if we dissolve, then we would dissolve.
Yeah, that's part of my concern too. Like on these minutes, on our agenda, it says next meeting is November 11th, so we're sort of on a schedule. Um, and I sort of like the idea of doing more things like the things that we've all talked about during this meeting, starting out with supporting Wilson Kerr's activity in a couple of weeks. So I think the opportunity we have to educate people on native pollinators. And I have to say, I really do feel like I'm seeing progress in native pollinators in our town. So, I mean, I'm seeing more Bombus fervidus than I've ever seen. Now, maybe it's just because I know what it looks like, but I think the other side is that at least they're there, and if we provide the habitat that helps them survive, it's to our benefit, it's to all of our benefit.
So
Okay, so yes, go ahead, Emily.
well, I mean, this is my first meeting. I'm here as a liaison from the Ag Committee. And I think that Pollinator Committee and the connection to the Ag Committee, that's sort of a good thing to have
Mhm.
going for the Ag Committee. The Ag Committee but as to leadership and a rotating chair, I am very much in favor of that. When I was on the Ag Committee, we did that pretty faithfully. Our board liaison was firm about that.
Mhm.
But that depends a lot on, who's in charge and who's liaising. And basically the Ag Committee has had the same very excellent chair for, I don't know, 5 years.
Okay.
And I don't think that's good for her or for the committee. I mean, there's some virtue, some real virtue in just, it's a job, it's got to be done. Everybody takes turns. It's not onerous if everybody takes turns. And ultimately, the whole committee works together. So I can certainly feel some sympathy or empathy with your desire, Mark, to rotate off. Yeah. And
Yeah, and I appreciate that, and I want to say one thing that I've learned in the since 4:30 this morning. That being clerk, which I used to just shun because I was so horrible at it, I found that it's actually easier than I thought. Um, and and I have to say that the chair thing, well, I I get embarrassed when I forget to file our agenda on time, and so we have to move a meeting to another date because I have failed to get it to the. I have a terrible time remembering that deadline. It's just not, but I have gotten a little better at it. But I feel now very comfortable in any of the roles in our committee, and for certainly, uh, and I think if we all do that, like you're saying, Emily, I think we'll all be stronger and we'll be more efficient.
Well, I'm intimidated by the towns, submitting, getting the Zoom thing, getting that business part is, I find intimidating. I don't have any trouble reminding you to do stuff, but I do
Well,
have trouble.
well,
I'm just like, I don't, I mean, I'm fine with going to the breakfast and that kind of stuff. But, you know, I think it's this Saturday, there's a governance training all day,
yeah.
and I'll be post cataract surgery, so I don't know if I'll be able to see literally.
Yep.
And the idea of having to spend, I don't know, what is it? What did she say? I don't know, it's like long hours of, um,
I I've been to that. Uh, just between us,
yeah,
I didn't find it that important because we're kind of a funny committee. We're an advisory committee. We don't have a budget. God, I mean it's very important for the school committee, and I think we have open meetings. I like the open meeting law. We don't get many guests. I think we could do a better job of inviting people to come to our meetings. And I put myself in there. All of us could do more outreach. But as to the point of like filing the agenda, which used to buffalo me, it's actually a lot easier than I thought. And Lois has taught me this. Lois said, "Go ahead and put an agenda in, even if you don't think it's right. You've got something in the pile. Like this agenda. You saw how terse this agenda was." I said, "We want to meet. I don't care going in. And if somebody comes up with something they want to add to the agenda, we can always slip it in." And you can see
right.
we've talked a lot about stuff here that isn't even on the agenda directly, but the concept is there. Uh, I and so I and the fun thing is the Zoom link that we had so much trouble with the Zoom link for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
They've given us a permanent Zoom link. So we can meet anytime we want using that same Zoom link. So I just cut and paste that into the agenda each time. It's a piece of cake, so to speak. So I think, and also I think any of us, Emily, you've had experience with this. Any of us would be more than I'm more. If someone else wants to take over chair, for example, and we all go along with the idea, then I'm more than glad to be available to help with the transition. I mean, I'm here on the committee. I can do it easily. Um, I have, but I really did. Today was such an eye opener because I saw this monumental problem of these 18 months that I'd taken notes but have never filed the minutes. And I started plowing my way through it, and then I talked to the town clerk, and she gave me a few pointers, and man, it just flew by. Toward the end, I could knock off minutes and 15 minutes, so it was
They
really,
got really lean and mean.
well, yeah, it's sort of, like when you start mowing a lawn, then you figure out how to do it. It gets a lot easier. That's probably a bad example.
Are there term
Oh,
lengths? Are you,
thank you
is
for
the
mentioning
committee
that.
members appointed for 3-year
Uh,
terms, sort of thing?
all of us need to be reappointed. I'm past the end of my term, and I don't think, Leah, you're the closest to being, but I think every one of us should check with the town.
No, I checked it back in the early summer, I think,
Yeah,
and
are
I
you
was
upset?
fine.
You're fine.
You're
Yeah,
fine till when?
I don't know.
They generally do it for 2 years for us.
Mhm.
I think my term ran out maybe a decade ago. I don't know. So you can see how bad we are about terms. But I don't think it's that hard to drop into the town clerk. I plan to do it this week and say, you know, here I am, renew mine. What they do is they'll bring it up with the select board, and the select board will say, yeah, they want to fill the position, so they'll renew us. And we'll just go on from there. But I like this committee because I think it's a lot of fun, and I think we're doing stuff that is so germane to today, to climate change, to the environment. It's a lot of stress on the environment, but we're seeing some progress. I mean, we had a big crowd of monarch butterflies go through our community garden this fall. It was really nice.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that because I hardly saw any.
And we had
Yeah,
monarch, larvae chewing away on the milkweed that we know. We know
yeah,
a lot of it, but
not a one.
yeah,
I had a couple in my garden. It was so exciting. I took a whole bunch of pictures.
yeah,
It's wonderful.
They were loving the giant hyssop that I grew from the milk jug sewing event.
nice.
And, oh, those are from you. And they're incredible. I mean, these are huge hyssop. They're like 8 feet tall, and yeah, the monarchs were all over them.
Oh, fun. Oh, fun. That's so cool.
So our workshops do actually.
They make a difference. I mean,
Yeah.
it does introduce people to, being able to garden
Yeah,
and put
yeah.
in natives. Yeah.
We might even do a side workshop on building a compost pile with kitchen waste.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mark, you've been doing that for years, haven't you?
yeah. I live in that stuff. In fact,
Well, the problem I have is turning my compost. I just, tending I dump, but I never turn
oh,
anything.
if you turn it, mine always is about 50 degrees warmer than whatever it is outside. So
Yeah,
we joke that we should heat the house with it in the wintertime. But but I have thought about, and they used to do this in greenhouses. They used to take, all the manure out of the stable and put it in bins in a greenhouse and use the heat from that to heat the greenhouse.
yeah.
I've thought about making a little hoop house and using my compost piles, which are out there cooking away,
Yeah.
to heat a little greenhouse. I think it'd be such fun.
No, and
Sounds
that could be
good.
a really good, for also, I mean, I do think it is related to pollinator health because it's,
Yeah,
encouraging soil that isn't, you don't have to implement fertilizers that are chemically
yeah.
derived.
How could we do for Earth Day? How could we do a compost demonstration
Yeah.
activity?
Oh, you could have when we have kids like build the compost pile or like layer, or you want your
Yes.
correct ratios of greens and browns. You could like make fake, I don't know, leaves or something. I don't know.
You
Yeah,
know,
I
you know,
don't know. I mean, I
yes,
leave the leaves, so I rarely have leaves to go in my compost.
you know, uh, well, I collect leaves off the road. I mean, oak leaves fall on the road and they get shoved to the side by the wind of the cars. And I
Hmm.
suck it up with my vacuum cleaner and put them around the pile, and they're awesome. I try not to get them too long after they settle because I don't particularly like a lot of car waste on the leaves, but
Right.
hardly any traffic here. So, but there's a lot of there are a lot of places you can pick up leaves that won't get this. Anyway, they're handy.
So
Um,
I could not take on anything, um,
Yeah.
given, until the new year, I won't know what my treatment plan will be. Um,
yeah,
but come January, February, I would consider switching roles.
yeah.
Um,
Okay, that'd be
Let,
great.
let's put a stamp on that. Let's do it. That sounds like a great plan.
Okay.
All right. I'll write it in the notes. January or February.
And we'll limp along till then. It's just two
Okay.
months.
Okay. Yeah. No.
And also, I mean, I basically quit the green thumbs because I would like to be
Mm.
be able to devote more time to this group.
Okay.
Uh, so obviously, I have to keep. I haven't been the best clerk. I need to. I take the notes,
Well,
but then I
no,
feel like
but I think that,
I think either one of
I
you is
was part
great.
of a project where you had a facilitator, a timekeeper, a clerk, and a chair.
Yeah.
And you rotated that role every week, or, it was a weekly meeting, so we had to rotate. Um, but I think if we rotated, um, some of this like every 3 months, well, I don't know, that seems awfully frequent.
Yeah. I think the town guideline is annual turnover
Okay,
in
that's a good
May
idea.
or whenever town meeting is sort of
But, okay,
the term.
so I'll sign on from January to May and then make a decision then
Okay.
about.
Is that good with you, Leah?
sure.
But
Okay.
we do need more members,
Yes.
you
Is
know.
there a limit to the number of members?
I don't think there's a
Um,
limit. There's sort of an expectation. We're supposed to have somebody from the public health
yeah.
realm, and I've mentioned that to public health, and she just sort of crossed her eyes and says, "I don't know how to do that."
As I recall, it's something like 7. Four was a quorum way back then. But I also think if we have an argument that says we want to have 9 members or 5 members, we could certainly do that.
It's just getting others to participate is
Yeah.
is a huge.
Yeah, we've had a few folks that we signed on, but then they just didn't get the buzz, whatever. That's probably not the right word.
Well, I think it's hard because if you have children, this is not a good hour. Um,
And the flip side too, I mean, we can meet anytime we want to, and like I say, I'm available to help with the work of being a chair or the work of being a clerk, um, you know, for anytime, forever. And I'm even willing to rotate myself back into this, but I've been doing this for a long time, and like you said, Emily, I think rotating is much better. It's healthier. It's more fun.
Yeah.
So one of the things, I just got this email 4 hours ago from the land manager of the Concord Land Trust.
Uh-huh.
And I've been participating in his Beecology program all summer.
Mm.
Nice.
And he's just decided to wrap that up. And he's got native planting starting tomorrow morning and going through, looks like it's tomorrow morning and Thursday, and then the following Tuesday, Wednesday, and then following Tuesday. Um,
He's planting on land trust land.
Land trust land, natives. And I think he's an enormous, I mean, he's out straight, as is our land manager for the town. But I'm wondering if there's a way we can start to sort of partner more with the people that are interested and knowledgeable about native plants.
Mm.
He has a lot of plants in his backyard, so that's what he's going to be planting. And tomorrow
Does he live
morning,
in Concord?
no, Hudson,
In Hudson, so he couldn't be on the committee, maybe.
no. And he wouldn't because he's got a young
Yeah.
child. But he's planting pawpaw seedlings
Oh,
tomorrow.
nice.
Cool.
And then on Thursday, he's planting in the right woods where they started native plants but need to really augment it. And then he's going to the Ferguson Meadow off of Garfield Road, which for a wide, diverse group the following Tuesday. With the cataract surgery, my doctor has said absolutely no gardening
Yes. Yes.
for I think for a week. So all of these dates are not possible for me to
Oh, yeah.
do.
You want to take it
But
easy.
I think,
I
you know,
love
the fact that we've got a strong advocate in the land trust outside of Jane who was overwhelmed, there may be something that we could partner with them in getting the word out.
Yes. Yeah, Jane was a member of the Sudbury Valley Trustees Pollinator Committee,
Mm.
way back when we got started.
So does that still exist?
It's evolved from, it started out as the Native Pollinator Task Force, and then it became the Native Pollination Systems Task Force, and now it's called the Bumblebee Project.
Oh, and I got kicked off of that.
Ah,
What?
Why? What'd you do?
I planted things that were not on Gagir's list, and they didn't want me.
What?
ah,
Oh my God.
Boy, that's pretty rigid.
It was
Yeah.
I was pretty insulted.
No conversion.
Yeah.
that's no good. Well,
It's too
there's a
bad.
lot of there's a lot of plants around here that aren't on Jaguar's list that still help native pollinators.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh,
Anyway, okay.
Good.
It's
Well,
time.
stop.
Yeah.
Yep. Time. Thank you
How,
all.
how often do you meet? Once a month?
Once a
Yes.
month, and
Next
the
meeting
next
is
meeting
November.
is the 11th. Did you put in the agenda? I didn't see.
Yeah, it's at the
What
bottom of the
is there?
page.
Are we skipping December or are we doing December?
Oh, well, the next meeting is November 11. I I don't see any reason why we couldn't skip one of those unless we do need to set up for the winter sows. Let's play that.
Exactly.
Let's talk about it next meeting, whether we want to meet in December.
So is it the first or is it the second or the third of, it's the second Tuesday. So that would be the 9th.
Oh, is that right? Is that the wrong day on this thing?
No, for December, it would be the
Oh,
9th.
the 9th. Yeah, that's right.
Why don't we plan the 9th?
Sure.
Um,
And skip November or just have both?
Let's
no, do November.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do November and we'll do December on the 9th.
Okay.
That's good. I'll put it on my calendar. Thank you. Well, thanks you all.
Yeah, because
And like sorry.
I'll be able to report in November how the Green Thumbs activity went.
Great.
If you need any assistance, let me know.
Okay.
I'm not in the club, but I can certainly help. And
Yes, here. Same here. I'm glad to help out.
and Mark, I will get you the 2025 minutes.
Yeah.
And also, Mark, just having worked on the minutes, maybe at some point you and I, if you wanted to, or if anyone wanted to meet, maybe at the library or something, I really
Sure.
think we could come up with maybe a more efficient system that like during the meeting, whoever is doing clerk is automatically like filling, like what I'm doing now, I'm taking notes, but it's not like the official minutes. To
Yeah.
maybe have a better, maybe a template or something where we already have them built out for every month.
I agree.
Because I feel
Yeah.
the pinch point that I think we could make more efficient, so it's less of a headache.
I'm with you on that. And also maybe, well, I'll tell you what, since you're clerk and I'm chair right now, let's do that, right? For the next couple. And I'll help you with the minutes or we can collaborate on those. And you can make sure that I don't miss getting the November agenda out by, we'll make sure that with both of us, between the two of us, we'll get that November agenda out before, let's see, maybe about the 8th or maybe before that, maybe by the 5th of November. We
Yeah.
circulate it to the whole committee a week before so they can make additions to the agenda before we have to file it with the town.
And also since you know better than I do, also like sort of I guess I could look it up online, but what the also the bare minimum requirements are for the minutes as well.
Yeah, we can
With
talk about that.
yeah,
My eyes opened today. That was good.
yeah. So okay,
It was very complicated. By the time it got done, like I say, it was 15 minutes and banged them right out.
okay.
And I think they're really good minutes, by the way.
Obviously, we're the best committee, so they're the best.
Absolutely.
History will thank you for your
Yeah.
excellent minutes.
We know that, the bees, all bees are very efficient, right? They, have you guys seen that one little section on honeybees where the experiment they did in Europe? Where, about Von Fresh and the bee dances that they do,
Yeah.
the waggle dance tells the bee how far to go and what direction relative to the sun. And bees can see an ultraviolet, right?
Hmm.
So on a cloudy day, they can still see the sun because in ultraviolet, the sun is always there. So anyway, so they fly out on this line. Now these bees can make decisions on the fly. They're smart. So they fly zoom. The fly flies directly to the source. Well, in the meantime, it also knows about another source because they made sure of that in the hive that it saw two dances. So this worker heads out. So there's two places it could go, right? And the technician at one of the locations covers up the source. So the bee gets there and it goes, okay, where is this stuff? Where is this stuff? I can't find it. Now it started over here at this hive, right? And it went out to there, and the other one is down here, say. So what do you suppose it does next?
Oh no,
Make a crazy guess.
he goes home.
That's one possibility. Yep. But it's not the right one.
Finds another bee to talk to.
No, it didn't do that either. There's nobody else out there. It's all alone.
I lost the thread, so I can't offer. I
Okay,
can
so
only urge you to tell us.
okay, oh, fair enough. All right. So, went out in this direction to this location, right? And now the hive is back here at my wrist, right? And the other location is here. It does something I couldn't do, right? Which is it knows the angle and the distance to go to this new target. And all it knows is the two initial vectors. That is a piece of heavy duty trigonometry, right? All in that little bee brain, right? And okay, so it does this maneuver, right? And now it's got to get back to the hive. It has to know the new vector. Of course, it does know the old vector, so it probably uses that to get back. But now here's another wrinkle. The sun, which you can see in ultraviolet, moves 15 degrees per hour. So all bees, bumblebees, honeybees, you name it, anybody that goes out from the nest to forage and has to come back, has to keep track of the fact that the sun is moving. So it automatically knows how much time has changed, so it has to adjust the vector to get to the right place. It's
Wow.
amazing. Like you can take a honeybee hive that's sitting here, for example, and this happens. I've had to do it occasionally, back when I kept bees. And if you move it sideways, say 10 feet, that's about as much as you want to move it at any one time. The bees that are out in the field come back to the old location and they go, hey, where'd the hive go? And then luckily they can smell the hive, so they go over to it. And after a while, they learn the new location, but it isn't right away. So it's very interesting. I mean, here they're coming from maybe 2 miles away, and they nail the location within a few feet. Because all they've got are these little prismatic eyes, which is not like us, where we can look, or not like a hawk, which can look long distances and measure angles precisely. But anyway, that's the end of the. Bees are smart. So our committee's like, we're like pollinators. We're going to be really smart. We're going to be really accurate. Oh man, nimble. Well, this is going to be fun. Thank you so much. I guess everybody in favor of adjourning?
Adjourned.
Okay, nice to see
Adjourned
you
at
all.
8:14.